What is up, Internet? Welcome to another episode of the One Deeper podcast. Well, say another episode, but this is the second one. It's been a while. Things got a bit hectic, so we couldn't really record anything. But on this episode is Nicole Yatawara, who is, as you may not know, the brainchild of all this. We used to sit around talking about a lot of stuff, and she started recording this stuff, and we had crazy conversations. So we were like, hey, maybe we can have conversations with other people and see what we can get up to. So, um, she's the guest this time. She's a psych graduate student. She's doing her master's degree in clinical and health psychology right now. She's also an avid writer. She writes a lot. Um, Although I don't know if she's written a lot in a while lately because she's been busy with school. I'll put the link to her blog in the description. This video we talk about a lot of stuff. Actually, we talk about mostly this whole thing that went down in CIS about this one girl getting um, disciplined for her gay rights activism. I guess, or and so we talk about that, and we talk about like a couple of other things, but mostly it's just that and how we think it should have been handled or shouldn't have been handled. Because I went to CIS and I thought that was pretty important. So talk about that and yeah, just about that and about other stuff. And hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope you enjoy listening to these conversations. I'll try to be more regular. I have another one that I recorded actually. I got another couple ones lined up. So thank you. Hope you enjoyed. See you on the internet. Peace. Enjoy. I'm telling you about this Facebook thing. Like someone has to listen to me about this because like it got so out of hand. Okay, it's not my fault. I was being completely reasonable. I think I'm pretty sure because I said like,
darling.
okay, but like my only like so.
What was this about? The CIS thing.
The CIS thing. So like, I'm not even sure what happened to this girl. From the photo on the internet, I just saw it's like negative marks, and she can't come to like any other.
What was the thing about the rainbow?
So shall we look
Let's check it out.
Look at the letter. Like I think it's on my interface books.
Into Facebook. That's nice. I like that.
My face webs.
Facebook.
Face web. Is there an internet of some sort?
Yes, there is. 4 shrimp, 2 crabs, and 1 lobster died to create this beautiful masterpiece. Oh, wow.
Dude, I spent 3.8K on beef yesterday. I had a steak. Holy
Shut up! I don't want to hear it.
fuck, it was good. But it wasn't worth 3.8K.
Sorry. What?
Okay.
Okay.
Is there an internet?
Why do you get me to put Facebook on, child?
No, you can't. See, it's not on my wall, but I commented on it. Can you see something I commented on? If you're my friend? Is that how that works?
I can. I think if I put. Sometimes I can. I don't know what makes it. You're in a special thing.
What's the internet here?
Dialogue Wi-Fi. Not the
Dialogue.
4G, the Wi-Fi.
What's the password? Oh, it'll ask me for that.
Yeah. Okay, you're in my close friends thing, but it's. Oh no, you're not. What happened? I deleted it.
Woof. Woof. You know that thing when like something happens and they're like woof.
No.
It's a white girl thing.
That's why I don't know
What's
English.
the username for this? Oh, wait. Probably shouldn't say it out loud because I put it on the internet.
I can't remember it.
No, my only concern is that the battery on my phone,
What the?
it's on 93%.
Wish?
It's fine. It is fine. It's cool.
You're gonna need that, so turn it off.
No. We'll record for like an hour. That will give me enough time.
I don't remember the DLG student.
Dear ANC, it is awesome. Oh crap, no. That's not
It's why is this autocorrecting?
I don't know. I need to really stop. I need to figure that out because that really bugs me so it happens. Is it autocorrect though? If when it corrects the word, it's not correct for what you're trying to do it for.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
What?
They're just being annoying. Like it's supposed to be autocorrect.
Yeah,
Right,
but
so,
how
but-
can it
but-
possibly know?
Yeah, it doesn't know the context. Like it's not
Unless
context.
you link it up with your brain,
No,
then.
no. It's autocorrect, but it's not context dependent. It assumes everything you type is a Word document.
Look, don't confuse me.
You
I
know
don't
what
want to
I-
think
no,
about
no,
tech.
You know what I mean? Like,
No, I don't.
dude,
Get me off the. Why do you put me on the freaking internet?
I don't know. You went there.
Yeah, because you told me to.
Alright, so Facebook. Johan, if you want to see this, bro, I'm really sorry. Like, I just have to talk about this because it's ridiculous.
We're not putting this up.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, yeah. Yes,
I
yeah.
will get personal.
Get personal, and then it'll be on the internet. It's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Wish.
Nicole. Okay. Alright, so
I don't have to take part in this.
So here's what went down. Okay? Here's how this sort of transpired. Right. Look at this. Look at this.
No.
Look.
No, I want nothing to do with this.
Just look. Okay?
Mm.
Alright, so read this. So
Mm.
it says okay, what does it say?
Why did they publish bloody names, man?
Yeah, that's so dumb. he blocked
Like
out
them-
our ad. Like, he whited out like the address but not kept everything. So read out.
Sakya has worn trousers to school for
Now you-
several.
Now you said the name.
Mother.
Okay, fine, screw it, doesn't matter, keep going. Keep going.
The artist formerly known as Sakya has worn trousers to school for several years. Although it was pointed out to her that this was not the school uniform applicable to girls. They can't do that. She continued to wear trousers. Don't you have like Muslim girls that need to wear trousers?
Exactly, right, so keep going.
She wanted to have a rainbow flag as part of her outfit for the fashion show. She didn't want flying a flag.
It's okay, right?
Just wanted it to be part of her outfit.
Yeah, that's fine, I'm okay
What's
with
wrong
that.
with that?
Nothing wrong with
She
it.
was told this was not allowed. Why?
Don't know.
And would not be tolerated. She continued to bring the cape to rehearsals. She was told she could no longer she disobeyed, so I guess that's kind of wrong.
Right, no, so we'll discuss it like after the entirety, like because there are a couple of things I want to talk about.
She still turned up for practice yesterday. This morning she brought the rainbow flag to school and covered her bag. She refused to remove it. It was explained to her that this was an act of indiscipline and improper behavior and a clear violation of the school rules. She was also rude and disrespectful to the acting principal and head of sixth form, who tried their utmost to persuasively dissuade her from unacceptable and irresponsible behavior. In the above circumstances, the school is left with no alternative but to impose the following disciplinary measures: 5 negative marks and a subsequent detention. Exclusion from attendance and participation in all sports and extracurricular activities, including school anniversary events and fashion show. I hope that her disappointing attitude will change towards good order and conduct, as non-compliance with these disciplinary steps will result in her being suspended from school.
Okay, so
Yeah, okay, I have issues with this too.
right, so my thing is this, right? First of all, so immediately everyone's reaction was, oh my god, this is the most homophobic thing I've ever experienced in my life. Like Johan is not a personal attack, dude. Like I played cricket with you my whole life. Like we're cool, but like my point. Okay, this is downright disgusting period. While the rest of the world has moved on, it's as if CIS has been stuck in its own bubble. One of the most horrible things I've ever seen in my life is when a teacher school official mentally harasses a child for the sake of satisfying his or her own ego, or to reinforce her own prejudices. They have no idea that they are scarring them for life in process. Ashamed of my school today. And my only comment, okay, to start, I didn't want to get into this whole thing. My only comment was, Johan, you're being a little sensational. One of the most horrible things you've ever seen in life. Calm down, do better than this. Like, I really wish I could have left it there. I should have.
What did she say?
I should have left it there. But then people went off, right? I was like, alright, you want to play this game? Let's play this game. Like, my only argument is, first we have to pass the problem, right? Like, disciplining a teenager in school is like her trying to support homosexuality or to promote gay pride or whatever is a subset of.
It's not just that. I think she identifies with it as well. Right?
Yeah, it's fine.
So
but like her.
You can't single someone out because of what they are.
My point is that her breaking the rules, regardless of what the cause is breaking the rule, right? Even like my point is, if she wore a catsuit to school every day, I feel like she would have got the same consequence.
Right.
Right. But I also said, if someone can prove to me that this was done just because she wanted to do this, want to promote gay rights and all that stuff, I would probably be on your side. That's ridiculous.
Makes sense.
So I was like, show me the evidence where this was because it had to do with homosexuality and not because they were trying to discipline the kid.
Yeah, but I mean,
like it's hard to pass that. So my question was, have other people similarly been
victimized?
Or not victimized. Like, let's say, have other people similarly transgressed upon school rules and not been correctly disciplined for it, whereas she's been the only one, right? And then one of my friends commented, well, like we used to have like, but then she made a good point. Like one of my friends, like she made a good point. She's like, well, they have like if you're Muslim, you can wear a uniform. If you have like scars on your legs, you want to cover it, you can wear trousers.
Yeah, why not?
And then I was like, oh well, in that case, the CIS has no leg to stand on, right? Like it's
not for that particular thing.
Right.
Just for that first section, but everything else, I don't know.
What do you mean?
So they can't. They don't literally don't have leg to stand on when if they have a problem with her wearing trousers.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine. Yeah, so that part is ridiculous. Like they're like, she's worn trousers to school for several years. Okay, there are plenty of other people who wear trousers to school. Like I was like, so my point was like, if guys can wear trousers, girls can wear trousers.
Yeah, but it's not the uniform.
Right. So, but thing is, they have thrown out the idea of a uniform when they try to pander to every little group and let them have whatever they want. Like.
Right.
So
okay.
you're a Muslim person, you can cover you can wear the thing. You can cover wear longs.
Okay, but that's your religious beliefs. You can't
right.
challenge someone.
But
that's critical to their identity.
My point is, if you are going to pander to Ferrari, pander to anyone.
I heard it, but I didn't see it.
I see those things.
Of course.
It's like it's part of being a man.
Guy thing.
It's a guy thing. Basically, not his podcast. Anyway, and loose women. Mostly podcast.
That explains a few things.
Listen, hey, that's racist. But okay, anyway. Alright, okay. So, if CS was like giving special privileges to other groups, then she's like, yeah, like you should be able.
Then she should also be allowed.
Right, and then that means there's no uniform. That means they should let people wear whatever they want.
I mean, I feel like there is some.
Like, if you're going to have a uniform, it should be like, this is the uniform, we're standing by it, we're going to treat everybody equally.
But the impression I'm getting from this behavior and the letter itself is that she has been going on about being gay or promoting gay pride and things like that.
I want to put this out there first. I do not give a shit whose dick you suck. If you like, I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you like. I don't care about your sexual life. But that's all. But most people don't want that. They don't want you to not care about the sexual life, which is ideally what you should want, right? Like I don't give a shit if you're gay.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if you're transsexual.
Yeah.
What you do in your own privacy, in your own house, is your own goddamn business. I don't care. Okay. So that's I want to put that out there.
That makes sense.
So like, if she has been just constantly just trying to break the rules for the sake of breaking the rules, just to like make an ideological point about homosexuality, blah blah blah, I would be like look into school, man.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
People sort of assume that everyone should be an activist. Like what? Why are we raising our kids to be activists all the time? Like why? First of all, what the hell do you know as a teenager? I was in year 12, year 13. Like I didn't know shit. I was setting off fireworks in lockers and watching trees get burned down. Yeah, like that's shit. Can I get retroactively punished for this stuff?
I was getting hate mail at that age.
Look, yeah, right. So first of all, so it's hard, right? So once you start, like, how do you discipline? Like, how do you discipline people then? Like, if she was gay and they found out that she was gay and they kicked her off for being gay, I would be the first person with this guy on the street.
They
Be
can't possibly do that.
Yeah, I'll be like, this is fucking bullshit. Like, why does it matter? Right? But if she is like constantly just trying to make this a thing, like constantly trying to cause problems by bringing this up over and over again.
I don't think she's trying to cause
Yeah, I don't think so
problems.
either. I don't think so either. I don't think so.
But that is still an effect
No.
of her behavior.
Yeah. So like, and another thing is like, so what would you do as a parent if you were in the situation? If you got this letter from school?
Depends on how my feelings are towards this gay stuff.
It's hard to like, because you want like, look, if my like if
Because I would support my kid if she,
Yeah, for sure.
was gay or whatever.
if my son was gay, I would want him to suck as many.
No, you would not.
As you know, like if I had a son and he was gay, I'd be like, dude, like, good, like fucking like get your dick wet, dude. I don't care. okay, but like that's the thing, okay. But you have how do you so look, why do you send your kids to school? Okay, you send them to school to like learn,
Yeah.
right? To get an education.
And the kind of
Yeah, it's hard. I don't know. This is
find your
this is hard. This is a hard problem because like you have to be an individual. You have to be able to express yourself and learn
Yeah,
from who
but
you
I
are.
mean, even the
Most
most,
important
even
things.
the most radical of us who have, in our schooling career, have not gone to such lengths to like promote our sense of identity or.
No, it's like.
But then again, despite being victimized, actually sometimes.
So
about
no.
certain
So
things.
my point was like, let's not jump on this bandwagon. Like let's not just. I don't like this. So let's what if she was like promoting furries? Like she's like I just want
Or some other kind of paraphilia.
Yeah, some other kind of sexual orientation. Or like there's no orientation. Just like I want to call apples oranges. Apples
Well,
are.
that's not harming everybody. Okay,
all,
so this is
all
the
fruits
thing.
are all fruits are equal.
This is the thing. So, in a large majority of, or I can't say majority, but I know a lot of people that are vehemently against being gay and having and even gay pride and promoting it all together, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And that's usually on the basis of religion. So if you're trying to promote harmony and peace, you don't want to upset the boat.
Yes.
Right? And this is not a religion.
Yes.
This is not about your. This
but
is
that's
not
the thing.
about
No,
how you.
okay.
This is. But that's the thing. It has become a religion because it's about your identity and it's about being supported.
This is my thing, right? If CIS was now okay, so if you're Muslim, you can wear certain things. If you're a girl and you have like scars on your legs, or like, you can wear long pants, or whatever. If you're a guy, you can wear long pants. So, there are all kinds of. So what happened is they started giving each person, like each little group, some sort of
Yes,
leeway,
I get that.
right?
Which-
But the thing is, and then the obvious
people
course
are
of
pushing
action.
the boundary,
Yeah,
basically.
and the obvious course of action is to okay, fine. You're gonna identify every single person's individual and then screw the uniform wherever you want.
And that's going to bring a whole other set of problems if they would.
Like,
I mean, they can do
My
that.
point is literally uniform means
Everyone should have the
the
same thing.
right? So you can't. So their mistake is like you can't have.
So how do you?
You
then
can't have
basic-
you can't have uniform one group
Okay,
and
but-
uniform another group. That doesn't make any
yeah,
sense.
but
Like
then-
either you have girls have this uniform, guys have this uniform,
Okay, but then,
or like this is uniform.
well, in that case, they should have because.
All this
Because
is uniform.
it's a uniform. There's a uniform for Muslim girls. There's a uniform for non-Muslim girls. That's how it is too, right?
Why should
That's
there-
the only
why-
exception.
So why-
What are the other exceptions?
No. Why is there an exception? What if I wanted to do like? What if I decided? What if I was like, I worship the old pantheon of Odin, and I
So
want
that's fine.
and I want to wear a toga to work to class every day.
That was never a religious thing.
Dude, that's not the point. You can
That
make,
is the point.
You can make anything of that.
Yeah, but we have established religion as part of our culture, as part of our modes of being, as part of our rules and
Okay,
regulations.
so then-
you can't.
So then how do you
You can't-
how do you say being Muslim is more important than being gay?
You can't.
Right. So then this girl has a
I mean, no, wait. You're asking me if whether I think being Muslim is being
right. So if
is superior to being
yeah.
gay.
So if CIS decides, you know what, religion is important.
I think it is
It's
actually.
a part of your identity.
I think it is actually better than. I said it was an. It is better than. I mean, not better, but it is superior. You have to give priority to religion and
Why?
stuff like that because it's not compared to being your sexual orientation because it is just one aspect of your. I'm just being devil's advocate
Yeah.
here.
Okay. Go on. I think
Your
you're working.
sexual orientation is one aspect of who you are,
Yeah.
whereas your religion is all it pervades your entire life, your lifestyle, the things you eat, the things
So
you do, the rules you live by.
Anyone can argue that. Anyone can argue
No.
being gay is the same thing.
No, it doesn't. Being gay has become something that is like no rules apply.
Yeah. That's not.
So you're
No, that's not just being gay. That's just like if I'm special in any way.
this is any identity politics.
Actually, it's not just identity politics. You're right. This is like if I'm special in any sort of way, I should be able to get away with anything.
Yeah.
And that's my concern.
That's
here.
the thing.
That's
That's the problem.
That's my concern here. It's like I'm gay and I support gay rights, or like
On the other hand, though-
I'm bisexual or something.
Yes, so on the other hand, for a lot of these people who are technically minorities,
Yeah.
for a lot of them, it is a much bigger part of their identity than I just mentioned,
Yeah, it is a huge part.
It is their whole world.
Yeah, but music is a part of people's identity. Like, people associate themselves with them kind of music they like. So my thing is, if CIS is letting, but I don't agree with the idea that like religion should take more priority than people. So if
I mean,
if
well,
you
it
believe
doesn't
Islam,
have to be. That is why
If
there
you
are
are-
there
if
are a
you are
lot of
Islamic.
Christian schools, there are Muslim schools,
yeah,
Muslim girls' schools, stuff like that.
yeah.
So if you want your kid, if you have a problem with your kid not wearing the
Right.
uniform,
Yes, exactly.
then you put them in a
place
but,
where-
but that is
right,
the thing. Then
right.
you can't get the same. You may not get the quality of education that you
Right,
want.
you choose, you value, you
So you
choose
choose
what
your religion versus your.
you choose what you
or
find
your
valuable. Yeah,
school,
yeah.
kid's
So
school.
if you do that, you're obviously choosing your religion as value over your kids' potential
So
education.
in other words, you can't complain.
Yeah, I can't complain. Like,
Okay, so I see your point. So the
Yeah.
mistake here is that from the get go they have tolerated other things.
yeah, right. So she's
They
fine.
can't fault this girl on wanting to. They can't fault this girl.
Yeah,
on
exactly. So
wanting to do that.
what's funny is like people will watch the first 5 minutes of the video and be like, oh my god, this guy's. They're gonna watch it like, oh wait, no. But like,
We're not putting this up.
they're putting this up.
We're not putting
Look,
this up.
but you know the point, right? You get the point I'm trying to make,
Yeah.
right? So CIS fucked up initially.
But I'm trying to weigh both sides of it here and see what really should be the case. I mean,
What?
I'm just thinking of what rules really should apply. I mean,
My
because-
argument was CIS didn't have uniform. They threw that idea out of the water when they decided to give special rules to special students.
yeah. So that is just the first part of this whole story, right?
That's an important part of
That
the
is-
story.
yes,
which,
but now-
which puts her in
This is-
the position of being completely right. Like, fuck it, I want
Yes,
to.
but on the other hand, if you read the rest of the story, it talks about how rude she was
First of
being
all,
and
we
how
should
she
know-
was disrupting
First of
the
all,
classes
yeah,
and things.
fair enough. First of all, all we have is the letter. So we don't know the other half of the story.
Right.
Right. Would be nice to talk to her actually. Like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, why not?
Right? Okay, but like, so one of the other things she says, she's like also very rude and disrespectful.
And it's not like I thought she
Yeah,
was
actually
kicked out of
principal.
school, but she
Yeah.
wasn't, which is
she's
better.
not.
It's
Yeah,
great.
She's a kicked out of school.
But it's not. I don't think it's gonna end there.
She was
because-
also rude and disrespectful to the acting principal and head of sixth form, who tried their utmost to persuasively dissuade her from such unacceptable and irresponsible behavior. Well, okay, look, she's like the teenagers. That's fine. Like I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not,
which is why you take disciplinary action on anyone who's disrupting.
Yeah, but
if you got
like
caught
that,
for
like
going
that
off a
sentence.
tree,
Fair enough. Like that sentence could like describes my CIS career pretty
well, there you go.
well. Okay, but like, so that's the thing. It's like so my thing. So is my concern is, are they doing this just because it was kind of to do with gay rights?
That's what I want to know too.
Or is CIS trying to actually enforce some rules, trying to actually be a better place?
Enforce the rules
Trying
that
to,
they have.
yeah, trying to, instead of trying to make more rules, trying to enforce the rules, like make the, like sleep in the bed that they made, right? Are they trying to enforce more rules and it just happened to be that this is one rule that they had to enforce? Or are they not giving a shit about anybody and they are focusing on this girl because it has to do with gay rights or she's gay? I think that's a really important distinction, right? It's a really important distinction.
Yeah, like, but I'm trying to think of other angles of this that we might be missing.
Like, it's like, you know, it's like if you're breaking the rules, you have to be, I don't know, it just feels like...
I mean, she still is breaking the rules.
It's fine.
Because I mean, whether or not this thing about, you know, your religion and those your beliefs of, and when it comes to dress, the fact of the matter is they do have a uniform for girls. They do have a uniform for Muslim girls. So if it has been established by the school that this is the uniform, you can't do anything about that.
Yeah. I mean,
if a Muslim girl wants to dress like a non-Muslim girl, that's up to her and her family.
Yeah.
Right? And that shouldn't be a problem for the school.
But why does... So, but my thing is...
Likewise, if a non-Muslim girl wants to wear the trousers or the longer skirt or whatever it is, she should be able to.
My thing is...
But that is still the uniform.
My point is, why is that the case at all? Why isn't that just...
Why shouldn't it be?
Like, why is it just...
At the end of the day, the school made those rules, right? Yeah. If you are going to be part of an organization and you subject yourself to those rules, you have to abide by them.
You knew before you started about the rules.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she also did something wrong.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a private institution. If you don't want to go there, you don't have to go there. Like, if you want to change the rules, there's a way to do it. It's not this. This is not the way to do it. The way you change rules is like you behave like an adult.
Yeah.
You like make a case for it. And like, look, this is why I want to do it. And look, and CIS is so stupid, and they're like, Saki has worked out of school for several years. Okay, and then you didn't do anything about that for several years.
But they don't say why this is a problem.
Yeah, why is this? But like, they don't know why it's a problem. Yeah, like everyone's.
That's why it's the implicit thing, and they're not being stupid in the sense that they are trying to cover up. What the impression I get that this is about being gay.
You think so?
I think it sounds like that. Why else would they?
If it is, then fuck, let's like do something about it, right? But I'm just not gonna jump to that conclusion.
Yeah. So this is the thing. Now we are not supposed to jump to that conclusion, and that's part of why it's so vague.
Yeah.
They can't come out and say that they don't want the promotion of, you know, they don't want people to have any such conversation about being gay.
Or maybe, you know, maybe they're like, yeah, we don't want activism.
They don't want to show support for it.
Or maybe like, we don't want to show activism.
Whether they believe it or not is not the problem. Yeah. They don't want, they are a public figure, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If you take them as a single entity, they have an image to, I mean, think about it, right? If all these, now, we do know that there's a lot of Christians who would, for example, now I'm saying this as a Christian, technically, do not tolerate being gay, right? You cannot lie with a man like you lie with a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And that, if the majority of students are from a Christian background, if you go to support this kind of thing, whether you believe in it or not, whether you actually support it or not, you're going to have almost your entire school ditch you.
Right, but exactly, my point is, they should be like, we are not taking a side in this. But they already took a side. When they let Muslim people wear whatever they want.
Yeah, but you can't say that is where they have to draw the line. You can't say that's where they have to draw the line.
It's also not just like Muslim people. It's just like, I think she commented like, if you have like if you have a reason you want to cover your legs, like if you have scars or something, you can do it, right?
That's reasonable.
You can't. Once you start pandering to people, then everyone can pick a reason why they want to change. Then the only reasonable thing is like, okay, cool, we don't have uniform, let's just wear what you want.
Yeah, but I think it's not just that. I think you have to think about the majority and the percentage of people you're talking to.
The best choice.
Think of it like this,
what they should have done was not take a side at all. But the thing is, how do you not take a side? Like,
look, we are heterosexual people and are still the majority, right? And this minority of homosexuals is extremely tiny compared to if you look at religions as percentages of or slices of the pie. So
and your pie.
My point is, they are not catering. They're not. It's not about in them giving Muslims the right to wear what they it is more suitable according to their religion, they are not pandering to just anyone. They are pandering to the majorities.
Okay.
Right? So if they choose not to, because otherwise you can then talk about any minority, right? And there's so many minorities.
That's my point. Like if you let's say you have the CIS uniform, okay, and then you're like, oh well, this group should get special treatment. Then how do you decide which group is more important?
Does it give them an edge over anything?
What? Who?
The choice of clothing.
That's not the point.
If
that's
you're
not the
still
point.
equal is the point.
That's not the point. No.
How are you not
if
equal?
your uniforms are different, how are you, the point of you? Oh my God! How can you do it?
Okay. What would you think if a male student wore the skirt and the shirt?
That depends, right? If the CIS uniform was skirt and trousers, I don't care who you are, what religion you are, that's it. That's the rules. Then, if a guy wore a skirt, alright, well, that's fine. That's
well,
not
that's, I'm assuming there's a rule that says boys should wear in your rule book, right? So that's flouting the rules anyway.
I find that, okay, so forget that rule. Like, I think, so that's the thing, like, if you have uniform, if you have a set of uniforms, okay, men and girls and boys should be able to choose what the hell they want to wear. If the uniform is shirts and trousers, if a girl wants to wear trousers and a shirt, that should be fine. If a guy wants to wear a fucking skirt and a shirt, that should be fine too. Like, his friends are going to make fun of him for it. That'll probably stop him. Like, school doesn't have to get involved.
Yeah.
School doesn't have to do shit. Like, you think a 14-year-old dude, 14-year-old boy coming to school in a skirt is gonna escape his friends' ridicule? Like, I love my friends, but like, a skirt wouldn't fly.
Right,
I could barely get away with a kilt.
What are you saying?
Okay.
You cannot get away with the kilt.
Right? But like, my point is, if you have a rule, you should apply it to everyone equally. Right? So
you're saying that
if guys can wear trousers, girls should be able to wear trousers also. Like, what's the big deal? Okay?
Yeah, but then you should extend the same to guys and dresses.
Yeah. But it's not gonna happen. If it does happen,
You
who
don't know
cares?
that?
Who cares?
You don't know that.
Who cares?
No,
Who
but you
gives a shit?
can't if you're talking
Fine,
about keeping things equal.
Then the uniform has to be just trousers and shirts, no matter who you are.
Fine by me.
That's my point is, if you have a uniform, it fucking apply to everyone equally. You can't give one person one uniform, the next person uniform, and then in the same breath say CIS is one uniform. It isn't. You don't have one uniform. CIS currently has 4 uniforms. It has 5 uniforms. Okay, it has the sports like athletics kit, which is red and white t-shirts. If you're a guy, trousers and shirts. If you're a girl, skirt and blouse, which is just a shirt. That's weird. Why is it a blouse?
I don't know. I never saw blouse.
But like a blouse. If you're a Muslim, you can wear the scarf, and you can wear long skirt.
Okay.
But if you have scars or something in your leg, you can choose to wear long skirt or trousers.
Is that also part of the?
Yeah, that's part of the rule.
It's explicitly said.
I'm not sure. It's what one of the people said.
Okay.
But it's true. I have seen it. I know people who would put it. I think.
Okay.
It's a matter. 5 uniforms. Okay. So it's perfectly sensible for this girl to be like, I'm gay. I'm gonna wear trousers.
What I want to wear.
I'm gonna wear trousers. That's fine. Why is that even? That shouldn't be even a contention. That's not.
Yeah.
That point is completely irrelevant to this argument.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Irrelevant. If it's part of the uniform, she should be damn well be okay. If guys want to wear the skirt, if girls want to wear a skirt, if guys want to wear the headscarf, if girls want to wear long skirts, fuck it. You already put in the uniform. Like again, I'm all about the equality.
Okay. Let's look at one more angle of this.
So then we agree. Like that's you.
Yes.
That point is completely irrelevant. Like her wearing trousers.
Yeah. No. This whole thing is. What was I gonna say? And I forgot my thought.
There's a water.
Shall I go fill it up?
No, it's okay. This is fine.
I need water.
Oh, alright.
Well, I need to remember what I was going to say. I don't know how I got sidetracked. Pause that thing if you want.
Yeah, I guess you can do that.
Well, we've done it before.
Stop.
Business of the trousers is It's not bring.
I'm gonna title this that business of the trousers.
That has nothing to do with anything. I don't know why they brought it up.
Yeah.
That's why that is one of the reasons I'm thinking this is clearly implicitly
Right.
about being gay,
Maybe. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're probably right.
right? And
Yeah.
but the contention that I have here is that she wearing trousers
Yeah.
does not disrupt the peace and harmony going on in the school, right?
You don't know that.
If it does, then it's a problem.
It's a slippery slope. Okay, so
But you can't. So this is the thing. You can't blame them for, you know, punishing her for
Yeah.
disobeying
yeah,
the other rules.
yeah. But it's fine. No, but like she's also right. Like they have no leg to fucking stand on.
Yeah.
there. Like
Well, I mean, if
so they have to re-establish their authority as a school. Is what.
Yeah, so they have to make some serious decisions then.
Yeah, they have to like really think about what the hell are we doing with our lives right now. You know.
But I mean, if it's accepted practice though to allow Muslim girls to wear what they want or whatever it is, not what they want, but a different uniform from the majority of the others. If it's accepted practice and this is not, then until it gets to a point where everyone demands this, or a majority or enough of a let's say 51% demands this.
See, okay, so look, I want to get something straight. The trousers thing, says that fucked up. No one cares if this girl wore trousers to school. Who cares? Part of the uniform,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah, but I mean, I think there's more stuff about the when she
Right.
was.
So up beyond that, that's when things get a little bit like,
Yeah,
you know,
dicey.
dicey. Like, you know, like how disruptive is she being?
Yeah.
You don't know that. You know, like she's standing on this.
Well, I mean, presumably this is addressed to her parents, so
Yeah, probably
obviously
pretty
they
sure.
know what's going on. She
Yeah.
could have told them,
Yeah.
and if they were supporting her, you know, wearing what she wanted and doing what she wanted, you know, identifying with what she wanted to identify herself with,
Yeah.
then they have to really think about whether they want to have her in that school in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, and as far as school goes, like it's probably pretty annoying. If
Because
they-
surely they would have, if she's had so many warnings and stuff, she would have, their parents would know about this,
like
right?
I mean, if like maybe she's behaving this way to promote better, like, you know, promote cats.
I should do that.
Maybe she probably get this. Maybe she get the same treatment.
She
right?
wouldn't.
You don't think so? Like
Well, if she was wearing a stuffed cat head or something
no,
like
she's
that,
like, she should, like,
I think so.
If she had a cat flag, like I'm a cat.
Yeah, well, I suppose because it says this thing about her putting the covering her bag with the rainbow
Oh, who cares?
thing. Yeah, so that shouldn't matter.
That shouldn't matter.
That shouldn't matter because we carry different colored
Bags anyway.
and
Who gives a
printed
shit?
and
Yeah,
things like that. That should
absolutely.
not be a problem.
That shouldn't be a problem.
If that is a problem for you, then you should have like everyone should have the same bag.
Yeah, like black bag.
Yeah.
Like red bag.
Exactly.
White bag. No bag.
Or CIS bag.
Yeah, yes, bag.
You know, I kind of like the sound of that.
Yeah, I mean, why? I mean, they would probably say it as a huge markup.
Yeah.
The goddamn thing.
I have like stationery and
Yeah, I
stuff.
mean,
I'll do it.
like the IPF makes so much money because I have to buy like IPF approved stuff to come to
Right,
for it to count,
there you
right?
go.
So like, yeah,
But the disobedience and the being rude and
exactly. It should,
that's just
you have to
not right.
separate.
You can't tolerate that.
Right, you have to
in any respect.
Right, so you have to separate that from this sensitive argument.
Yeah.
Like yes, this is a sensitive thing. People are very emotional about this, but you have to separate that point from the fact that you're disciplined.
Okay,
bloody
you know,
child.
in that light, yeah, you can't blame them entirely
Right.
for. I mean, you can't say that they are victimizing her
Right.
or that they are doing this because
Now, if she had
even if they were, you have to look at the facts, right?
Yeah.
She was disobeying what was asked of her.
Yeah.
She was talking back to people, and I don't know whatever else was
Yeah.
disruption,
Yeah.
whatever she caused.
Yeah.
That is wrong.
I would love
Whether
to-
or not
I would love to talk
it
to her.
has anything to do with being gay or promoting being gay, anything.
Yeah, I would love to talk to her. Like, we should talk to her. Like, see, because she's
Let's try and get over her.
year 13. She's
13, is it?
She's an adultish.
Must be 12, 11 or 12 though. CIS does it have up
See,
to 12 or 13?
It says year 13 now. So she'll be fine. Like, I want to talk to her. Like, tell me what the hell happened. Okay. And then I may or may not have to say like, okay, that's fucked up, or I would have to say like, stop being such a snowflake. Like, get over it. You know, like.
Yeah, I
like
mean,
if
we
you
get
want,
rejected, for our social attributes.
that's the thing. I don't
anyway,
know exactly.
in so many respects, right? You get
right.
rejected. You don't get like. I suppose it's not just a. Is it a social construct? Those are other questions.
What is this?
I'm asking. I'm just flying off.
About
this being gay and your sexual identity,
I don't
gender
know.
identity.
I don't know. I have met some pretty gay people. They are socially constructing.
No, because I was thinking.
A lot. Putting them. I don't.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, I kissed a dude.
I mean, heterosexuals do it too, right?
I've kissed dudes and I liked it. Like.
You never told me that.
This happens. Beers, man. Whiskey will do things to you.
Okay, this is a conversation for later.
But like, oh wow, this is gonna be, yeah. It's out there now. Anywho, like, it's weird. So, my only condition was like, I am not gonna jump to this conclusion. because it's like, it's a sensitive topic.
Yeah, but I mean, you see how it comes across that way, especially at the mention of something that had nothing to do with anything. Her wearing trousers.
Yeah. So I understand this, but I feel like I'm the only person who's like, yo, let's not like throw the baby out with the bathwater.
You're gonna say that.
Like I love that saying because there are so many babies. There are so few babies.
I just realized I was wearing two of these.
There are
so many babies.
No, there's too few babies and a lot of bathwater. You can't do much bathwater, but babies are pretty useful sometimes. Grow them up into full-size human beings.
So where do you draw the line then?
That's the thing. I think everyone should just like calm down. They're trying to make this an international phenomenon.
Either way, you can't unless it's so they're calling the human rights violation,
oh my
right?
God.
So that's a couple of things I've seen. I've ignored it completely because I don't want to get involved.
In that case,
I get worked up.
You know how many human rights violations my parents have committed?
Yeah. Okay. So this is the thing, right?
I don't know. Okay.
As an educational center or institution, they have the right to make rules.
Yeah.
They have the right to enforce those rules.
Yeah. And you have
the right to choose whether you want to listen or
also,
not.
If you're
be a part of that.
If you're part of this,
just signing up for it,
also,
then you know what you signed up for.
Fair enough. Also, if you're part of it and you want it to change, you feel like this is backwards, this is a society.
There are better ways of doing it.
There are better ways of doing it. If you feel like,
start with a petition maybe.
Yeah, you know what? If you feel like
so this is just one person. If you have
if
you have backup by other parents and everything, whatever it is, then it's a valid thing to bring up with PTA or with the school. We don't do it in this ugly way.
Yeah. Also, I don't know why they mentioned the trouser thing.
Yeah, that was wrong.
That's dumb.
It's plain wrong. That's why it sounds so bad on them.
Yeah, they're trying to add things together to make it look bad. I feel like she also wore trousers all the time.
And if they wanted to keep it really neutral, they wouldn't have even said that it was about the rainbow flag. They would have said she wanted to wear something that was not approved. Which is the real case, right?
Right, but then
if it's the real case, that's why it sounds like they're targeting.
Yeah. I think they just didn't think it through.
Yeah.
And then it just happened to be a sensitive topic. It's like it's the same thing with Jordan, right?
Yeah.
It's like he wouldn't have cared the whole gender thing. Like if it was the government saying you are now going to call apples oranges, that's law. He'd just be like, I am not calling those things oranges. Those are clearly apples. Like fuck you, but it just happened to be this
hot topic.
So like,
yeah, that makes sense actually.
Right.
Because obviously governments are not gonna make stupid rules about most things anymore.
Right.
At least. I mean, no.
That's
a very stupid thing to say.
That's a bold statement.
It's my classmates.
They're old. Anyway.
They're all doctors and stuff.
Oh.
Social workers and doctors and.
Okay, so I think we come to a sort of consensus here on this. It's like we have to sort of listen to both sides of the story. Like to figure out
because we don't know whether whether this is really them, targeting her because of whether we don't know why they really wanted her not to wear the flag. And
maybe she was just being annoying. Like teenagers have tendency to do that.
I mean, kids do that all the time, right? You want to wear your rings or your earrings that you want to
how many
keep your nails long.
When I was in CIS, I used to be covered in tattoos, okay, like temporary tattoos. I love that shit, and I would spend most of my time in class.
Didn't they have a problem with that?
Oh, they had a problem with that. Like
I got in trouble for drawing hearts in my hand.
Dude, I I spent so much time. One of the reasons I'm good at drawing is because
Wow.
I used to be like the guy. I used to be like the go-to guy to get stuff drawn on your hands.
No shit.
No shit, right? So like I would like if you want something fucking badass on your hand, you go to the back of class and do geography, and I'd be sitting there like a fucking drug dealer with my black pens, just like, "Sup, bro? I'm gonna hook you up. Can I get a dragon?" Yeah. And I was just like, I drew this insanely intricate dragon on one of my. The dragon was on the cover of this book that I bought, like this little notebook. And Chaga, you met him.
Yeah.
He wanted to have that on his hand. It was like super complicated. It was
When was this?
This is like I think it was like year 8 or year 7 or year 8. And I spent it
See if you can recreate it.
Dude, I can't remember what the book was about. But it was so cool, right? And it took me like I think it took me an hour or it took me 2 classes. So like
Over an hour.
yeah, to draw this thing on his hand. But it was dope. He was like showering with his hand out of the shower for like a week.
That's gross.
Yeah, it's pretty gross, right? But
That's crazy though.
Yeah, but you got so much shit for that. Like you can't like what the hell are you doing? Don't do that. And I was my mom.
So you should do it in some place.
My mom, bless her heart, okay. I love tattoos, so whenever I would do something good, because I was a fucking douchebag in school, she would let me go and get those huge temporary tattoos, right? So like, but I couldn't have them on my forearm.
Rule breaker, you.
But I could have them on my free forearms. I could have them on my hands. So like I would just be like from here to here, just like tattoo.
You serious?
Yeah, like tigers.
That's absurd.
Like huge tigers, huge. You know lovers, those little.
Yeah.
They have those big tattoos. Right?
Do they?
Yeah, like dragons and snakes and skulls and. So
please,
just
get that image out of my head right now. I don't want it.
Just absurd, right? So like there are things I couldn't do. Like, oh, but that was my tattoo rights. Like, what? You're in school.
But you're not identifying with it. It's not,
You'd be surprised what people I live with, right? If you could, like, if
we can't deny the fact that people do get bullied for their sexual orientation or whatever the case may be, right? But we also get bullied for a lot of other things as well.
Like
you just don't fit in.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I didn't fit in that well. Like,
but
I was.
If, what makes, it may, for all we know, maybe that she was getting bullied or that she was being treated differently because of certain things. We don't know.
We don't know those things.
So she may have felt the need to stand up and speak out.
Yeah. Right. My only thing is.
It's not the way to go about it.
Agreed. Also, this reaction to it, like, oh my god, everyone's a homophobe, let's fucking burn this place to the ground, like, how disgusting, awful, terrible. I'm like, okay. Let's settle down. Okay? Like, all these adults are reacting like it's like, look, at some level, you gotta tell your kids, like, listen, just go to school and follow the rules for the one. It's good for you. Right? Like, God knows, dude, looking back now, I feel so bad for the teachers that put up with my shit. Like I feel so. I made teachers cry, man. That's not good. I was like a popular.
Yeah, but you're a kid. You don't know any better. You're just doing your thing.
Also, like teachers also for CIS, like why would you hire people who were prone to crime in front of kids?
Well, you wouldn't know that when you hire them.
Yeah, you would know that. You wouldn't know that we would be such dicks there.
Yeah.
Like, dude, people underestimate.
Didn't you get into trouble for that? You should have gotten into trouble.
I can't remember. But like, one time I got caught like mocking a teacher. So like she was on the back, she was like right on the blackboard. I was like behind her, just like mocking her, and then the principal walked in.
I hate people like you.
Okay, I know. And then the principal walked into the corridor. He saw me like just like
nice.
Actually, he's like, can I talk to you for a second? I was like, oh fuck, and it was like, oh shit.
I hated kids like you.
Right, I'm a huge dick. But like, and then I can't remember what he said to me. He's like. He asked me, he's like, you could be funny or something. I was like, no sir. And then he's like, okay, go back to class. But he didn't do anything. Like.
Well, maybe that's a problem.
Oh yeah, but his name was Mr. Sanders, and everyone loves this guy. Okay, I love him too.
Do y'all have any local teachers?
Yeah, we have local teachers.
Because all the names I'm hearing so far.
The one I make cry was a local teacher.
The what?
The one I made cry.
That might explain a few things.
She was a substitute history teacher. I mean, she was asking for it at that point.
I don't think I've ever had a history teacher I liked, except here at Ains.
Yeah. I think. Why is that?
We're gonna bleep that out.
Kids don't like care about the past. But like, that's over.
It's boring.
It's
Is
over.
what it
It's
is.
super boring, yeah.
Occasionally you have somebody who makes it really interesting, like Mr. Haren I had for Human Civ. Oh, and Miss Nilu, she passed away. She did the Human Civ 1 and World Cultures with us.
Yeah.
So much fun, man. I still remember some of the answers to the questions.
Yeah, I had good teachers like I had a really good year 6 teacher who made it really interesting to like be in school and do stuff. And even then I was such a dick. Like, you know, the memory that stands out the most of like my second year in CIS was sitting in the back of the class just telling the nastiest, grossest jokes to like these two girls I wanted to impress.
Oh my god.
And like,
Just-
you know, they laughed. I thought they liked me. You know, it was nice.
Let's not get started on topics of conversation like this.
Yeah. Anyways, so I think everyone's just like,
Calm that hits.
yeah. I would like to talk to this girl, see what exactly went down. You know,
What was her name?
should we say it on the internet?
Alright, don't say it on the internet. We've already said it, but like, I mean, we can bleep it out.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say the. No, I'm not gonna bleep it out. But you put this on the internet, you
Can we not put this on the internet, please?
too late.
No, it's not too
been
late.
decided. God is decided.
Okay, Google.
Talking about myself. I'm
See
talking
what
about
I
me.
did there?
Talking about me. But
Yeah, that's why I call you Google.
oh, okay. So yeah, that's that. Whew.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. It's gray area. I don't like these gray
It's
areas.
funny. Like I mean, the only reason I care about it is because I do actually. I like CIS. I had a good time there. I learned a lot of things. I was a huge dick, but I.
Yeah, how come these weren't problems back in the day, yeah?
Because back in the day, we actually had other shit to worry about.
Not just that, I feel like it's more of a...
Dude, back when I was in school, I didn't have time for this shit. Like literally, when I was in school, I was
Yeah,
playing.
because you were blowing things up, weren't you?
Okay, I didn't blow anything up. I was maybe an accessory at one point. But
Accessory.
But if someone from CIS is listening to this podcast, I do know who set the mango tree on fire. Or not another mango tree, the banana tree.
Dude, you guys were nuts, man.
And like we did blow up some blockers. Anyway,
Trying to find this post.
dude, when I was in school, I was doing like 3 sports at any given time. Like, I remember so.
This is not about you, Desh.
No, I'm just saying I just didn't have time. Maybe these kids were just not doing enough. I mean, just like going to school and going home and then jerking off and watching Netflix. I don't know, because like when I was in school, okay, this is like 1 year that I remember. It's like we had cricket. It's like the school cricket practices from on like I think it was like Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay, from school in the school ground. Where we played cricket till like 4 something, right? And then on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I would go to NCC and play cricket practice. Okay, and then on Saturdays I would practice, and then
Jocks.
and then Sunday I had drama school.
Well, look,
Okay.
I don't think
And then I had
it's
tuition
not,
classes.
It's not just that they don't have anything
I didn't
to
have
do.
time to worry about.
It's not.
all
It's
this
a
shit.
lot of variables here.
Yeah.
There's easy and instant access to news that goes wild. It's like wildfire, right?
Yeah, true.
And it's not contained. It's not thought through. We're too instant.
Everything's instant.
Everything's instant.
Yeah.
So much like an idea spread
Yeah,
like
yeah.
fucking I don't know what, but like this is the thing. This is the same that you find with anything that has spread. So I mean even Christianity, for example, when it went through when the Holy Roman Empire started, it just spread throughout the entire continent rapidly, and that's how it happens if you, and that was because you had all these armies going back and forth, if I'm not mistaken.
I can't remember this.
Armies taking it on every road they could,
Yeah.
and they almost would have gotten the entire world if they hadn't gotten into big wars and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean.
So it's the same thing, and it's more intense
Yeah.
because we have this instant world.
Yeah.
And everything becomes all the more, and it's sensationalized because this is everything. Media is everything now.
Yeah.
Wherever you go, wherever you look, you have, something telling you how to do what you do. And this is why things like identity politics have gotten out of hand. Because how much of this is going on because it's a fad? How much of this is going on because you want to, you
Exactly.
don't
We
want
know
to
that.
offend
Yeah,
people,
exactly.
you want your friends,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, maybe she's just like trying to be, trying to find a fucking
And so much of the time, when especially at that age, as a teenager, you're exploring and you aren't sure who you are, and you
Yeah.
might think that, okay, well, maybe I'm bisexual, maybe I'm gay.
You know what's crazy? Like
You'd identify. I mean, I used to wear black lipstick, not to school, obviously, but
like
and then like a spike collar to gigs.
Oh my
Shut
God.
up. See?
like I got like, dude, what?
So yeah, I mean,
used to
you're
wear
finding your
these.
identity and you're
Yeah.
questioning things, and
Like
but how much space can you give a person to do that? You're
you know,
kids to do that.
they're I can't remember what country it was, but they're letting people, they're letting kids go to court, like take the parents to court
What the hell does a kid know?
if the parent won't let them get a sex change, and then the court will allow them.
That's so messed up.
That's fucked. That's really fucked. Yeah.
Can they just like read about the people who have done that and have like gone through absolute hell afterwards? It's no fun thing to just turn your insides out literally.
Yeah. I'm not gonna look it up. Let's see. Google knows. Court grants sex change to kid or something.
I think that's pushing it.
Oh, wow, here we go.
I mean, we know that, and this is the thing, right? With kids, with up to the first up to your 20s or so, I'm not sure if it's the 20s, but as a teenager at least, I know your prefrontal cortex is still not as developed as your amygdala. So you're all id.
Yeah,
You're all horny and
Yeah.
just like
Yep.
excitable and
Yeah.
and disinterested in your
You're all
other stuff. You're a mess.
You're all emotional gas battles.
Yeah.
That's it.
So you're always, that's why you're so rude to your parents, or you lash out, or you're like moody.
Yeah, that's why you don't like
The moody teenager.
That's why to be an adult and say like that's why you don't beat the shit out of a kid who's emotional, because like as an adult you're supposed to understand that that's what they're like. Right? So yeah, and you have to be able to be like, you know what, I'm gonna discipline this kid. I mean, I was just searching for the kid thing and it just came up like children with gender dysphoria no longer have to seek court approval.
Yeah, so the reason they're granting things for this thing is because it's being called gender dysphoria, and that's in the Diagnostic Statistical Manual 5.
Is there a diagnostic guideline for kids who don't know what the fuck they're talking about?
Dude, if you see the new DSM, it's so politically correct. There's literally, you can categorize anything as some kind of disorder. There are disorders.
You know why that is?
Why?
Because it's true. It's like I'm just saying that.
Yeah, but this
no.
is the thing you're talking about.
Let me finish. It's true because we all have fucking problems.
Yeah.
Like we all have something a little bit wrong with us.
Oh yeah, I mean, but
Okay.
what is the norm? What is normal?
What is normal?
There is no normal.
No, we didn't actually figure that shit out. Like, what the fuck is normal? Like, what are we?
No, this is one of the problems that I have with my own field,
Yeah.
right? Is that we are talking abnormal psychology, we are talking about disorders and actual serious problems, or some not so serious problems that don't actually cause that much distress for you or the people around you.
Right.
But we are treating this as a reality of there is normal and then there is abnormal. There isn't. And the more there are, so this DSM manual has changed from the previous.
Sorry. Go.
It came out in 2013, this fifth one, I think, and it's got all these. I mean, it's just rearranged everything. It's not everything, but it's got all these new disorders, non-specific. So you have depression, major depressive disorder, and then you have like with non-specific. What was it? So there's non-specific. What do you call criteria as well?
It's like non-specific cancer.
Non-specific symptoms.
It's like you have cancer, but
So
on your head.
So like, I mean, you can categorize anything as, and say that somebody is.
Court grants 13-year-old girl the right to undergo sex change. An Australian court has given the go-ahead for a 13-year-old girl to undergo. That was in 2004. What the fuck? That's a long time ago. Jesus.
So here you have dissociative disorder, not otherwise specified, is the name of the disorder. Right? That's that is okay. Oh, they shifted it. Okay, that's from the previous version. Okay, that's because I've been looking at the previous version. They've actually taken that out. Amazing.
What?
They've taken out the not otherwise specified.
Okay, nice.
Have they?
No, one thing we should like really
Oh, no,
really
they haven't.
we should
My
really
bad.
we should really like I think we should really look really
Things up.
grounded. Not just that, no, really grounded in biology. Like, look, this is what we are. This is where we came from. This is where our hormones work. Like,
Yeah, so we also haven't learned properly, like that. Nobody told us why.
Yeah,
why we're learning biology, so everything's out of our heads. I don't remember shit.
But dude, like letting a 13-year-old kid decide that they want to get their balls removed is not a good call. It's not. It's not. Like,
They
what the
should
hell
be
do you
free
know?
to make that decision when they are adults
That's,
themselves.
dude, like,
they
no,
have
man.
the right.
Yeah, like,
But you can't, I mean, in that case, you can say, if you're going to allow the kids to do whatever the hell they want, then what's the point of being a parent?
yeah, true.
What's the point of raising a child?
That's-
It's raising a child.
Yeah, that's not another thing. You have to, like, we have to see.
Where you draw the line?
Yeah, and like we have to really look at how much of our rights and our power to raise our kids the way we want to raise them are we handing over to the authorities and government, like saying.
Well, I mean, it's the same with schools. We're handing over, where schools are supposed to be the secondary parents.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not.
There's
okay
a new term for it, I can't remember.
I'm not okay with that idea. Because like, ideally that would be the
Something
case.
parentis.
I mean, schools is what? It's just
De
outsourcing.
facto parentis?
Outsourcing the education. And it's basically daycare, isn't it? It's like.
Yeah, kind of. But it's not just that, right? You're tasking them. You are giving them more responsibility than you kind of have sometimes, because you're giving them the responsibility of crafting your child, of teaching your child how to exist in the world.
Yeah, so it's
when
like,
he's no longer a child.
yeah. So what's the definition of a school? Is like, is it to teach them
In loco parentis, not de facto.
de facto?
Yeah, in place of a parent.
Yeah,
That is what schools are supposed to do.
that's weird.
Not just schools, but there's other organizations as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
If you have to then question the whole system, are you going to do that? You can't, right? Why do you get to pick and choose like that? What the child and children have like rules and regulations for a reason.
and those poor child.
You can't you can't expect them to know any better. You treat them like they don't know any better when it comes to their food,
Right,
when it
right.
comes to their
And all of a sudden, because-
cleaning their freaking room,
Yeah, but the thing is like.
going out, taking the car out when you're 16,
Yeah,
and
now
making out, being alone in a room with a girl.
Yeah, now the thing is like, oh, everything's subjective, so maybe I don't know.
Not just subjective, everything is like offensive. Everything is, a rights violation.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, if I have a kid, it'll be fun for me. But like, yeah, so how do you have to, as adults, set rules for your kids, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's the adults that have to set rules for the kids.
And the thing is, most adults can't even set rules for
for
themselves.
themselves, yeah.
You
That's
know,
all.
it's like, fucking, Jesus. I think there's a big correlation between diabetes and the decline of humanity.
The decline of women.
Type 2 diabetes. It's like,
Why?
because you just eat shit all day, because you can't control yourself. And then you go home to your kid and you're like, oh well, maybe it's all relative. Who cares? Everything's bad for me. That's a bit of stress. But like, I don't know, man. So I think,
While you're here, can you unmount that thing from my... It's not smart.
yeah, the demon
Yeah.
dose or whatever it's called.
It's not even that. It's just that
Did you try to uninstall it?
it's my CD drive. I don't know how that even works.
Did you try uninstalling it?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
The general notorious.
I'm pretty sure.
Gotcha.
I did it twice. That's why I'm pretty sure.
Alright.
Anyways,
Anyways, so that's that. That's my biggest. Like, I'm glad we had to.
your issue of the week.
This is my issue of the week. It's like, it's not just that. No, it's like my mind just goes like, oh, well, all the other shit that's going on.
Well, it's the same for me. I'm like all over the place with what, like I'm building the thoughts as I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
I like an opinion rather.
Yeah.
What do you, how do you know where to like draw the line with any of these things?
I think first you have to realize, look, kids need being disciplined. You have to discipline your kids because not.
Yeah, but also your kids are never gonna, they're always gonna be in disagreement with you about
Yeah.
how you're raising
Yeah,
them.
because they're all emotional gas, and teaching your kids how to be disciplined is the biggest gift you can give them. Because if you want to get good at anything,
Well, be careful what you wish for, because then you end up with, type A personalities and people who are anal retentive. They can't, they have OCD and things like that.
so what, you're gonna be like,
You have to have a balance.
so you're gonna use that as an excuse to be like,
No, you have
screw
to
it.
have a balance. You have to be permissive about some things, and it's like you have to have the wisdom to know the difference.
Yeah. Like, for example, I could still play a perfect cover drive. That's
A what?
a cricket thing, like
Okay.
a cover drive, okay? I
Never.
can play a damn good one, even though I haven't played cricket in like years. Because I spent days playing that one shot over and over again.
God, I wouldn't have had the patience.
With a ball in a sock, tied to a string, the ball's going back and forth, me just coming forward, hitting it, like hundreds of times a day, until it became encoded on my CNS. Until I no longer had to consciously play the shot, it just happened and the ball was in the right place. And that kind of discipline takes, that kind of reactive, being able to react like that, in that sense, you need to have discipline, man.
But does it always apply?
What do you mean?
Do you always need that kind of discipline?
It depends. Like, if you want to be good at anything, I think you have to have that kind of discipline. Because like things get hard, and you're like, oh man, this is too hard, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, that's kind of me.
Yeah. So like you have to have. I think one good thing is to
I
plan.
was never disciplined. I don't know how. I was actually as a child, but like, I don't know, teenage it couldn't happen.
Yeah. It's like, I think you have to have. I think one cool thing is, I think you should, sometimes I think what you should do is when you're motivated, you should plan.
That's what I do, and then I only have a plan.
No, then when that motivation wanes, you just have to work on the plan, and then they have faith that the motivation will come back. That's what, because like when I feel that kick, like, oh my god, I want to do this stuff, then I quickly make a plan of something that I have. And then what happens to me is like my motivation comes and goes, man.
Yeah, so that, like, I mean, you
But a
have to also
plan-
act. You
yeah.
have to act when you're motivated as
No.
well.
Yeah,
Because then you
yeah,
get
yeah,
the
I know.
reinforcement.
Yes,
and
yes. Yes.
I can never do that. Not never, but
I find it better when I'm motivated to do something to like put it down.
no,
the
but this
steps.
is the other thing also, right? Like we were talking about parents and disciplining their kids. They also have to be good at reasoning with their kids and figuring out their, what makes them tick and using that to their advantage.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, doesn't matter how reasonable you are, sometimes you gotta say, I'm your dad, just fucking do what I say.
How do you know that? You don't know that.
That's gonna happen.
Well, tell me when it does.
How am I gonna explain? You just don't have the time. You just don't have
So
the
that
time.
is why you have freaking schools.
Fair enough. But you can't, I'm gonna sit my kid down and explain to them all the benefits of,
And that's why you should have a mother at home.
all the benefits of broccoli and
Or
cauliflower and sulforaphane and how your neurotransmitters and all this
If
shit.
you're going to do that, whether you intend to or not, you're going to end up doing that. You know that,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. But like the point is but even no matter how much you explain to them, they'll still be like, but it tastes like that. Like, well, too bad, just eat it.
Yeah, that's why you then have to, you don't have to do that. You convince them to eat it by offering something else in return.
When you are trying
You
to
use the
good luck with that.
You can.
Yeah,
You make a deal with them.
Okay.
Make a deal with them.
No,
You say, look,
actually you can.
if you eat this broccoli, then you can play video games for an hour.
You treat them like rats.
Tell them. So think about it. What do they? Yeah, exactly.
They're like little rats.
Exactly.
Like they're motivated by things like play. They're really motivated to play.
Exactly.
Okay? So if you eat this now, you can go play with your friends.
Yeah, and it should be something that they want to do. So you ask them,
Play.
what do you wanna? I don't wanna eat right now. What do you wanna do? I wanna play video games.
Okay.
So then you
Eat
say,
this.
okay, if you eat this,
You can play.
or you do
play
what
with-
I've always had done to me. Okay, I'll feed you while you play or something like that.
That's dumb.
That's
That doesn't work.
That's younger
That doesn't-
kids,
that
or
doesn't-
that's if you.
That doesn't work. It's
It
like
does work. It works sometimes.
it's like
But you try a few things and you figure out what works for the kid.
exactly.
And you have to reward them appropriately also. You can't, depending on something that is very hard, something that is hard to do that they complete, you have to also have an appropriate level of reward.
You have to break things down enough so they can actually do it. It's like, go clean your room.
And I think one of the other problems that, one of the things that, is relevant here is when people are rewarding, like giving you too big a reward compared to the effort you put into it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like giving medals out to all the participants.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
What is the point of having a race then,
Yeah,
or competing?
Yeah.
Then you might as well just scrap the whole thing altogether.
Yeah. I don't like participation trophies.
Yeah. So, and that's the other thing, and people are too permissive now. I mean, I don't know. I know that's one of the reasons why everyone's getting so offended by everything now. I think.
It's true. All right.
You're sensitive because you've been treated all your life as if you're dainty, perfect little thing, little porcelain doll. And then as soon as shit goes wrong, you're like, oh my god, it's an offense to me. I'm so hurt.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of turning teenagers into activists personally. What the hell do you know?
What
They
can
can't
you
even.
do?
You
What you can't.
can't even clean your room when you're 17 years old. How
I can't clean my room right now.
Yeah, I have a car. I do want to do it right now. Right now too. Like, what the hell do you know, man? But that doesn't mean you don't know anything. That doesn't mean like.
No, yeah. And you have a lot of kids that are really beyond their years, so.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's complicated. But
I don't know. The other problem that you have to think about is the fact that our parents were like, I mean, we're gonna have kids that are subject to how we've treated them, and if we don't have these values, the right values, or the best values and the best sort of ideas about how to raise them, or how we reward them, and all these things, you're gonna end up with a bunch of kids that are, you don't have the time either to correct their behavior. And then you have these kids that grow up to be parents and then will just do something stupid with their kids too.
Turtles all the way down.
Turtles all the way down. So it's like a generational thing. If you have a generation that's too permissive, like our generation has become, you're gonna have kids that are just allowed to do whatever the hell they want, and then that's gonna backfire on you one day.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you have in that next generation kids who are like, well, shit, this doesn't work, when they grow up. And then they're going to be more strict again.
Yeah.
And then probably vacillates.
Yeah, like Gen Z is very conservative, way more conservative than.
There you go.
Yeah,
It's happening already.
Yeah. But like, this is ridiculous. So like,
So you look at the behavior of the people around you and you're appalled by it. You want to change things. And it's the same thing we're doing now, right?
It's weird. It's like you need the rebellious nature of children to renew society, like to bring the new things out,
Yeah,
change.
for sure.
But you have to like help them use that properly. Like.
Yeah, it reminded me just now when you said that. It reminded me of what we read about in this. What I was talking about guides. That like even the guide that would take you on an LSD. Like magic mushrooms trip, or what's it, mescaline trip, right, in South America. They're even if it's not an intense trip or something, they're there to kind of, because you're getting this influx of information and stimulation and all of that, and it's disconcerting and you don't know what to do with it. But when channeled right, it can be of use to the person, the tripper, from what we've read.
I think.
So but it's not like they try to control. It's not like they say this is how it should be.
Yeah. I just got reminded that reminded me of like tigers. Tigers have little white tufts on the
tails.
On the end of their tails, so that the cubs can see the tail in the grass and they can follow them. I think I feel like I'm talking on my ass.
No, I think I've said things that I can't remember.
Look that up
correctly.
Because I can't get on the internet and my phone's being occupied.
I'm pretty sure I've forgotten a few things and made a few mistakes in what
But
I
like,
said.
but like, I think that's like kind of the thing. Like, that's kind of how you have to be, right? As a parent, it's like you're wandering through this. Like, it's true. You're right.
I mean, okay, but look at the kids. As a parent, also you're kind of
right, exactly.
Running around
exactly.
in the dark.
Like that's the thing. Look, you're like this tiger, right? You're in this forest. You don't really know what the hell's going on out there. You're trying to find something to eat, right? You're trying to stay alive, and now you have these kids. Like it's hard. I mean, unless you like, we don't know what the fuck's going on. Like how many adults? Like you think the adults have figured it out, but then once you get a bit older, you're like, holy shit, no one has any idea.
No one knows shit what they're doing.
Right, so they're trying to work it together, but like you can't.
And that's why you need two parents at least.
Yeah, and you can't treat the kids like that. You can't treat them like they have to think you know what the hell they're doing. What the hell you're doing. Like they have to believe that.
Do you think so?
Yeah. They have to, because otherwise why the fuck would they listen to you? Like I can't work for someone who
No, but you're not always going to be, doing the right thing, and you need to be able to express to them, I made a mistake when you make a mistake, and you need to know that they need to know that there's no one that is faultless.
Yes.
So otherwise you'll have this impression of what parents are supposed to be, or what, and even when because
don't you want like a bulletproof?
I will never know what is the right way to raise a child, and there are going to be mistakes even if it works.
But culturally there are a lot of things you can learn how to raise a child.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's the thing,
that doesn't mean it's always what's best or what's right.
That's like it's like.
And if you have a kid that's never going to question what you say or do, then they're just gonna end up just like you. And do you really want that? You want them to be someone of their own, right?
It's like you don't have enough data points. It's like if you're allowed to, like, if you have a kid like 28 years old, 29 years old, like your life.
I can't find this information like that.
Like your really? God damn it.
You wanna search?
Tiger, no, it's working. Tiger, white.
That's exactly what I typed. Exactly what I typed.
Tiger, white, tail, cubs. Siberian tiger. What if why are tiger tails white and
the tip?
And it's just the tip.
Just the tip.
Tiger facts. Tigers use their tails to communicate with each other. NationalGeographic.com.au.
Nice.
Alright, let's look at these tiger facts.
No.
Wow. They're just big kitties. Jungle kitties.
I want to go home to my tiger cats.
No. They're not tiger cats.
You haven't seen Smeagol.
Let's see. Tail. Tigers use their tails to communicate with one another. A tiger is relaxed if their tail is loosely hanging. Aggression is displayed by rapidly moving the tail from side to side, or by holding it low with occasional intense twitches.
Oh, like domestics.
Yeah. Why? Oh man. Sorry, there's no information about this tiger people tail thing. I could have sworn I heard it on an Animal Planet or something, but anyway, disregard that. But the point is, you have to guide our children through the forest of life like tigers.
Like our fictional tigers.
Yeah, like there's this cub that was like.
Maybe it was foxes or something.
I don't know. It is like little cubs like. Like, I'm offended. I'm hungry. And
I'm
you're
offended.
And you're just like in the forest, like, shut the fuck up, trying to hunt this deer. Like you're distracting it, like you're making us visible by being so loud. Like, Mom! They won't let me wear trousers to school.
Stop. You're making me regret it.
They won't let me wear trousers to school. Like, alright. Okay, settle down. So they are trying to figure that shit out. Kids are trying to figure that shit out, but like, at least as adults, you should have some things figured out. Like how not to die would be good.
Most of the time.
How to eat would be good. How to like to dress yourself. How to get things done with other people.
Let's take the example of eating. I mean,
that's a whole other. That is going to
change.
That's going to change. Yeah, you're right. But like, you have to keep. Like, I think the biggest thing is like the moment you decide, you know what, I know everything I need to know. I'm done. That's it.
That is the problem. Is what I was highlighting when I was talking about you. Being sure and like raising your kid.
Right, but also, if you look at like you should take data points, right? Like if you take your life and all the lessons you've learned, and you add that to the lessons your parents have learned, and the lessons your grandparents have learned, and you look at your entire thing, you look at the culture, look at history,
and you see the trends, and you use the trends.
Thousands of years have shown that if you delay gratification now for a goal, something to achieve later, you are way better off.
Yeah.
Like culture has shown that, science has shown that, studies have shown that.
Right.
So you should probably teach your kid that.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah.
Right? Studies have shown, culture has shown that if you fight things now, that you have to fight little things now, they won't turn to huge dragons later. right? Dragons have appeared in my life. I'm trying to fight them. Okay, so like some things you can teach your kids. Some things you can teach your kids. Like, hey, this is probably a great idea. Probably do that. Right? But if if a observational study comes out tomorrow and you go tell your kids, you know what, you should get your penis changed into a vagina. Probably not a good idea. You're not smart enough for that. You're not smart enough for that. Like, how are you gonna decide? Just like you know everything. I think the moment you decide you know everything that's when you start dying. Decide.
It's funny because like a lot of people who have gender identity differences or whatever it is, they talk about wanting. I mean, letting them be who they are.
Yeah.
They were born that way. And then they want to change their bodies.
Yeah.
Then isn't that part of who you are? But I mean, what do I know really?
Yeah, but like, yeah, it's so funny, right? It's like, gender is a social construct, but I want to change my gender. Like what? Like I want to replace.
No, that makes sense. If you think it's a construct, then you want to reconstruct your gender.
Body, your genitals. It shouldn't matter then. If it's not biological, then why should it matter what your genitals are?
That's the point. Yeah.
If you're a flying unicorn, what the hell is like a whale?
What does it really mean to change your?
You know how tempted I am to identify as a woman and just compete in weightlifting?
You can't do that. Not here.
There's a woman who's doing it. Not here.
Here?
Not here. There's a
That doesn't make any sense.
There's an MMA person.
I can't. Oh, I heard about that. Okay.
Sex change.
Stop.
MMA.
That doesn't make any sense.
So this woman.
Then if you're gonna do that, then combine the bloody categories.
Yeah. So now, if it's a man, she
Had a sex change.
had a sex change, and now she's beating up women. He is beating up women. It's basically
That's not fair.
Yep.
It's not fair because whether genitalia differences or not, you're physically bigger, stronger,
Yeah. So it's like after.
got different hormones. Okay, well, you can
Hold
change
on.
that as well, but
No, wait, hold on. Okay. Okay, so here's a guy for what, 30 years of her life, and then decided, nope, I'm a woman. And now she's just beating up other women. Like he's way stronger.
Was she
She's way
fighting
bigger.
before that as
Yeah,
well?
yeah.
When she was.
Yeah, so she's competing in the women's thing.
That's not fair.
Yeah, because dude, 30 years of testosterone,
Why don't they have a category for?
your fists, your shoulders,
Yeah.
your weight, everything's different. It's like a woman being on steroid for 30 years.
Yeah, I get that.
That's fucked up. So like, how are you gonna do that, man? You're really.
Well, I mean, you can't satisfy everyone at the end of the day.
Yeah,
you can't.
That's what I'm saying about the whole uniform thing. You can't satisfy everybody. You gotta pick a fucking rule and stick to that shit.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense.
You know?
Yeah.
Shit's weird. Alright, let's wrap this up.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, bye. See you on the internets. Hey, if you watched the whole thing, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed listening to us talk about stuff. I'm trying to get better, so I'll try and get a mic actually. Yeah. But that was a really fun conversation with Nicole, and talk about a bunch of stuff that we both find pretty important. So it was really fun and really enjoyed doing it. Looking forward to the next one. And yeah, thank you for watching. And if you have anything to say, please let me know or shut the hell up. I don't know. Thanks. Bye.